I think that whenever you're dealing with Syria, you're always dealing with the top of the table and beneath the table, and that the United States on top of the table is not going to say the United States has been still pushing against Assad. There's an anti-Assad normalization act, which is floating around the Capitol here, which is an effort by Washington to still strengthen some of the Caesar Act provisions, an effort to push and say we don't want to ever go back and shake hands with Bashar al-Assad. However, underneath the table, the relationship with Turkey is such that the United States recognizes that Arab neighbors last year at the Arab League brought Bashar al-Assad back to the table after several years. And the position that Tayyip Erdogan is in, the United States and Ankara and Washington fought arm in arm together to try and push Assad out 10 years ago, even up to 6 or 7 years ago. That relationship then became Ankara and Washington working against ISIS. But at this point, the discussion in Washington, when you talk to people at the Pentagon, the State Department, the leading think tanks, is that that discussion is old. The threat of ISIS is pretty much gone. What are these new threats? And the world, since Ukraine began and then Gaza started, has kind of reset this environment here, where Turkey is still trying to deal with some massive issues, which are refugees. They still have almost 4 million Syrian refugees there. And then you still have Turkish troops and US troops that are across parts of northern Syria. So I think that on the top of the table, you're not going to get Washington to complicitly say, yes, Tayyip Erdogan, go out and sit with Bashar al-Assad and become friends again. But underneath the table, you might, because the United States wants to have Turkey as a strong ally in this fight, because the United States is not going to have either Syria or Russia or Iran, the other major players in the region. It doesn't trust Moscow, Tehran, or Damascus. So it's who's the player that it trusts there? Syria. So there might be some hard talk from Washington, but underneath the table, you're going to find that Washington's going to say, Mr. Erdogan, we understand what you need to do. We've worked with you for decades since you've come into power. There's some leeway there. There's some space for you to do what you need to do, and we can understand that.